Because I tell you what, I feel like we should have won the last game against the Liberty. This one, hey, it was ugly to start off with, but the Chicago Sky pulled this game out. Kalia Copper looking like the MVP caliber player we know she can be. Me and Steve are going to break it down, talk about it right after this.
Welcome to Chicago Sky Central, and here's your host, Haize.
Steve, oh man, how did it feel to see the Sky pull this one out against the New York Liberty in New York? No doubt.
Bro. Hey, when I tell you, it really feels good because it just shut a lot of people up for real. A lot of people, I think you get on the Twitter Spaces, you get around talking to people. Oh, the Sky ain't nothing. We ain't worried about it. Y'all lost your whole team. Well, we ain't nothing to play with. Man, y'all not winning. All right. Then that first game, we lost by 1 point. Y'all still was like, they had an off night. They not gonna shoot that bad again. Hey, back to back, got in them. They took their foot out the gas. We didn't. We was never out this game, and that's what I love about this team. And credit is credit to Coach Wade for sure. This is definitely a big Coach Wade game, along with Kalia Copper and others.
Facts. And I mean, we started off this game with they went on an 11-0 run to open the game. Which was I was like, oh damn, well, they ain't overlooking us today. But like you said, the Sky and the tenacity that we have on this team, the fact that these women never give up and they keep up the intensity the whole game. It's amazing to see. Kalia Copper, 10 to 17, 28 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists in this game, only 3 turnovers overall in this game. We once again rebound pretty well against the Liberty. We out-rebounded them by, I think, 8 in the first game. Mm-hmm. We got out-rebounded by 7 this game, but it felt like we got all the momentum-changing rebounds. Every time we needed a rebound or a stop, we got one. And this game was just, hey, this for anyone who doubts the Chicago Sky and what we can do, I just need y'all to remember, keep in mind, Marina Mabry didn't even shoot efficiently in this game. 16 from Mabry. 28 from Copper, 12 from Courtney Williams, 11 from Elizabeth Williams. Listen, we've been balling, bro. And I love the way that this team's been playing.
Bro, another thing is it's like it's a different story every game. Almost, it's like it's somebody else always shows something. Like even those, I mean, Parks got some nice time today, and I like what I saw for the most part. Like I said, the defense is always going to be a questionable part, but when she came in, she knocked down some shots, and that's what we needed. We needed somebody to keep the rotation honest, and that's was one thing they was doing. It led to a lot of open looks, and I think another key thing I want to give to Wade, he realized that that 2-man game between Courtney Williams and Elizabeth Williams was butter. It was butter.
And we saw Elizabeth Williams, the thing that I had been calling. I know we were out the last post game, but I said I just kind of want to see Courtney Williams. She seems like she's out of rhythm. I want to see her go back to being more of the mid-range player and let the game come to her. She only took 2 threes in there. She goes 1 of 2 from 3-point range, but she's 5 of 10 overall from the field, and she operated primarily in the mid-range and attacking the rim. That's how you build up that rhythm. Elena Smith didn't have the shooting night that she had the other night, but
still active.
Does not take a play off, and the way that she fought in this game is just, it was amazing. Like I said, everything. You mentioned Parks already with this one. We were missing Dana Evans in this game. She's out.
Yeah, what was up with that?
Non-COVID related illness, so she's sick. So let's hope it's nothing major that's going to keep her out, because we need everyone there. And really, it was really just Robin Parks, 20 minutes off the bench. Sika Kone only played 2 minutes. Enigwe only played 6 minutes, which I didn't even think she was going to be in this game, because
I thought she was going.
It's her last game, so obviously she finished this one and she's going to go overseas. And thankful she was able to play in this game, because
can you touch on that real quick, because I'm not too much on that.
Yeah, so she's going to play with her country in Eurobasket. So the latest that she can be gone, I think, is June 28th. So she's going to be. It just depends on how far they make it in Eurobasket. But
she had obligations. It's one of those.
Yeah, and at some point the WNBA, I'm sure, is going to figure out something to create a rule that players can't leave, because it does affect the game. You do, and I mean, I know Enigwe isn't like this huge NBA player, WNBA player or anything.
It affects us.
Yeah, that's for sure, especially when we're already having the injuries that we do.
And I'm liking what I'm seeing. That's I think that's what hurts, is now that I'm seeing the growth of her game. Like I watched her with the Mercury. I want to say she's with the Mercury for a while, and like I said, I always like to have, even though she didn't have the biggest frame, she knew how to use her body well, and She got that open down. You leave her open, she gonna knock it down. She didn't got official that she keep the defense honest with that. So it's definitely gonna be tough. We definitely gonna miss her.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we're gonna miss her, especially considering like what the injuries that we have. But I like the way that she's grown her game. I like the way when what we've said. The defense, they came into the season with the defense ready to go, ahead of where I thought it was gonna be. And
Facts.
but on top of that, now the offense is starting to work out. And it seems like everybody's kind of finding their rhythm in their spots. Marina Mabry as a point guard is starting to understand how and where to get people the ball as well. And I tell you what, when you have also just the passing that we had overall in this team today and the ball movement, that's a dangerous team to beat when everybody's shooting and operating in their spots as well.
Yeah, it was crazy. And like you said, that was even crazy just because, like you said, Marina Mayberry didn't even have an efficient game. And like I said, I still think she's doing a lot of figuring out to do. I think she's a little bit closer with, like, not closer as in people, but like in terms of game and chemistry, she's pretty much there. I feel like getting there with Ka. I feel like it's the Courtney Williams she's still trying to figure out, because they almost like to the point where it's all right, it's your turn, it's my turn.
Yeah, they're
Because
doing the your turn, my turn thing right
yeah,
now.
and it for the most part, if we gonna have it set up this way, like, it can work, because it's almost like what we doing in another Chicago team. I ain't gonna say their name, but yeah, it's just like, hey, Zach got that third, like Kai had the third, and then Courtney came in and finished, and you let for the most part, Marina Mayberry was facilitating for the most part.
Yeah, and the thing that this team and they're getting by right now with their raw skill. The teamwork aspect, the playing together aspect, that's still coming along. And as that continues to
Especially
grow with this
offensively.
team, that's what I mean, primarily offensively.
Yeah.
And so while that's still growing, like the sky is really the limit for us. And we just beat a team. We beat a team in the New York Liberty that everyone has earmarked to go into the WNBA finals after playing them. We honestly should have won the game on
We
Friday as
really
well.
should.
So think about it. We could have absolutely been on that 2-0 against the New York Liberty, which is crazy. We have another tough stretch next week as well. But I just overall, and we like to talk about the other team as well. Courtney Vandersloot almost gets a triple double in this game. How do you feel about the game Sluty played? Chicago legend, in my opinion.
Bro, I was sitting there like, man, it was just bittersweet to watch. It's just
Yeah.
one of those bittersweets. It was like, man, one of these games you just missed her. She was in her bag. She was confident. She probably one of the main reasons why this game didn't completely get lost,
Yeah.
because when they went up, they was up, what, I want to say up 18 at one point.
18 points. Yep.
Yep, and it's just crazy, but I don't know what she was doing when they went on that 42-19 run though, because but yeah, it was never, Courtney's defense was never a big thing, but it was always her offense or facilitating. She got towards the end, had a beautiful no look to Stewie for that late. I was like, ooh, that looked like Candace and them. I was like, that sucks.
That is exactly what that looked like.
That's exactly what it did.
But
So
we did.
go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just saying we did a great job in not really letting anybody else get off in this game. It was Flutie,
Facts.
it was Brianna Stewart. Other than that, everybody else pretty much shot inefficient. Overall, they shot 44% and 24% from three-point range. But I love how we rotated out. We got in everybody's faces. We got a body on people as they were trying to penetrate into the lane. The New York Liberty, they had an easy go of it. And I don't know if they took their foot off the pedal. We just
No, they
the
did.
intensity. But when it got down into the fourth quarter, the Chicago Sky scored 30 points in the fourth quarter. And then defensively, they just were on. The moment that anybody touched the ball, it's like they had two Chicago. We rotated. So the defensive scheme that James Wade came up with in the second half of this game, flawless. Absolutely
For real.
flawless.
Like, because I remember I was watching Kai and she was just denying everything. Like, you're not catching this ball. I'm not letting you. That was one thing I think he was telling them. Like, do not make that catch hard, especially for Brianna Stewart. If you make the catch hard, that saves us for the majority of this play. Let's say we got 8 seconds left and she catch that ball and we under her. It's really, she ain't have that much time to make up her mind. So you really gonna force her up into a tough shot, and that's pretty much what our game plan was down the thing, and they didn't change it, so we kept doing it. So, hey, it's sad because they coach, I forget her name, but it just she bringing in some of her old ways to this team. It really is, because she used to always, if I'm not mistaken, she was with the Mercury as well. it was one of them orange teams. I think it was Mercury. I'm
It's
pretty
one
sure
of
it was
the
Mercury.
orange teams.
And she was always get close. She was always get close. But her defensive just she didn't make the right moves or she just didn't do it. It's either she didn't make the right moves or she just let it happen. They'll figure it out. These
Yeah,
stars, I'm gonna do it. And she had it. It's understandable because she been dealing with Hall of Famers. She had Tarazi, so she But as a coach, you gotta understand certain things and be ready to change things. And you can't let us go on a 42-19 run.
yeah,
That was just
Sandy
crazy.
Brondello, I think is how you
Brondello,
pronounce it.
yep.
Yeah, that's how you pronounce the name. But James Wade outcoached her. Period. It's
Facts.
not even a question. I would be absolutely willing to say that it was the opposite, not just because James Wade is our coach, but he absolutely outcoached
Oh,
her.
for
And
sure.
the adjustments that James Wade made, it's almost like Sandy Brondello, to your point, was just like, oh, we're a super team. We'll figure it out. Like
Mm.
what you didn't make any adjustments, and it worked
None.
in our benefit today. And Ka got into that zone. And the thing that I love about seeing Ka when she gets into that offense and defensive zone that she gets into, she literally looks like one of the best players to ever touch a basketball when she gets into that
For
zone.
real. And I don't know, Chad. I ain't tell y'all this. I see her 2 days ago in person. I understand why it's so hard. The fact that I understand how hard she was to guard just looking at her. Because I was like, okay, she's this big, moving that fast. Oh my God. Ain't nothing you could do. It's just really nothing you could do. Especially the last 2 games, the mindset she's been having, she's been like, I'm going at you, you not stopping me. I'm getting to this lane. And that's what she doing. And then, like you said, no, I think one of the commentator said, she said, once you see that three going, that sound the alarm because she hot and she don't get unhot too often. So once
Yeah.
she start pulling, I was like, oh yeah, it's gonna be a car game. And it's definitely a car game. So like to make your point where you asked me, like I believe it was after the who we lose to Minnesota. I want
Lynx,
to say.
probably.
I think it was
It was
after that.
against
And you asked me, are we worried? Because she had a little down game. She wasn't as aggressive as she usually is. And I was like, no, it's the first. It was 5 games in at that point, and I just knew knowing Philly Kai, she not gonna be like that the whole time.
from
She was not gonna be like
South Philly,
South Philly.
South Philly. But the thing with Ka too is that I really think sometimes as a player you need that moment, right? Me when I did MMA, sometimes it was when I caught an elbow. It was like, all right, bet I'm in the zone. When she got her foot stepped on and briefly left out that game and came back, I really felt like she said, "Oh, bet," and has never stopped let off since then. The gas has not come off since then.
And I'm pretty sure Brittany paid for dinner that night. I'm pretty sure she did because she was the one that stepped on her ankle. Because I definitely see that at that restaurant. Bro, those some huge women.
Bro,
Those some
that yeah,
huge
it's
women.
you just like with the NBA when you see some of these people in person and you don't realize how big they are. Like same thing with the women in WNBA. They may look small on TV and then you see them, you be like,
Bro,
oh
Stephanie
no, that is
Dawson.
a
Oh, bro.
yeah.
See it, Stephanie. I was like, you are a giant.
Yeah, I
Do
remember
you understand that? Like,
when I met Sylvia Fowles, like it was like,
Jesus.
oh, okay, well, all right, I'm just gonna go ahead and pack it
Uh,
up. Don't even worry about it.
for real. Bro, when I tell you, if that's the only time you ever feel less of a man, for real, like, golly.
That's a fact. That's a fact. But man, overall, bro, the Sky just played an amazing game, and I'm glad that they got this victory after losing. They needed this one too, lost a couple in a row, and hopefully this is a momentum builder for them. Now, one thing that we have tons of injuries, Steve-O. We did get accepted for the hardship provision, so we can sign another player. James Wade said they're not in any rush to sign someone, but listen, considering Anigwe's leaving too, I think that do not be surprised if before within the next 7 days, they're going to be making a signing. Now, one thing with James Wade is he is really tapped in with the European scene as far as basketball over there in the European players. Do you think I had speculated before maybe a Keanu Trailer comes back, or do you think he's going to go
Oh,
and poach
that was
somebody
I
from
was literally
the
about to
European?
say Trailer better be one of the first people we bring
Yeah.
back. Just because she know the system, she been there. She's what you need. You need more shooting, and you drafted her because she was a solid defender, and she could get better at it. So, and because she could really become a legit 3-and-D for this league. So, and for your team and a starter, in my opinion. So, I would bring her back and to go. He found Rebecca Gardner. That's how he found
Yeah,
Rebecca Gardner.
sure.
So
And even Misa.
and even Mason, man.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure say Elizabeth
Yep.
at the same time.
Yeah, and Elena Smith. He
And
also
Elena,
recruited her. Yeah, so
yeah.
he's
So
really tapped in.
of course that's almost like a guarantee. I'm 100%. In the next couple of days, I'm just looking onto it. I'm waiting.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
this
yeah, I
signing's
hope so
definitely
because
coming.
we definitely need it. What's that? We down to what? 8 players?
Yeah, and you have to dress 9. So now with the Nigwe leaving, they kind of have to go after somebody. So we'll see,
But that's
man.
the problem. I don't know in terms of size who's out there. I know we can find some guards. Like there's
Oh
plenty
yeah,
of guards
guards.
over there, but the size it's a little different when you start looking at size over there compared to size over here. It's just a different type of style. But hey, James Wade, I got full confidence in.
Yeah, and I think Morgan Birch is on slate to come back
Mm-hmm.
sometime next week as well. We play again on Tuesday, I believe it is. So I don't know if she's going to be back that soon for that game.
Yep,
Yeah, we play
Indiana.
the Fever on Tuesday, but between that game and we play again after that Fridays when we play the Spark. So expect from Morgan Birch to make a return, maybe another signing on top of
Ooh,
that as well.
that's a late game.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, so we'll be locked in. At least it's on Friday. At least you don't have to
Yeah.
work the next day. So that's the benefit there. But yeah, so I do expect a signing here within the next week or so. And with the way that James Wade has done it, I expect him to go after a player that could probably play multiple positions. I would love to see Trailer come back as well. And just considering she's gone through training camp with this team, she went through the preseason. She had her best preseason game the day before she was cut, unfortunately. But I hope
On
that
the
she can
biggest
come back.
stage.
Yeah, on the biggest stage. So we'll see. But let's get into some of these comments and see how everyone feels about this
They
game.
definitely cracking.
Let's see. Jay Capone says Sky one, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Indubitably.
Your Chicago Sky, never say never. Let's go. Listen, the motto of this season is next one.
Definitely. It's definitely that.
Yeah, like you what is it was no ceilings before? That's almost what it needs
We
to be.
got like
again.
5. We got like 5. Never say never. One next player up. We can sky the limit. All of it. For real, like these players, like I will say it in full confidence right now, on wax, we look like Miami Heat type team.
I get what you're getting at with that because it is like it's really a team effort as much as it is led
That's
by
exactly
guys
what
the
I mean.
motor or something. But like we still the team just is so active and they execute so well and they're so well coached. The current Miami Heat is not a bad comp at all for that team.
That's exactly why I was saying the team orientation, how much the coaching is involved with it. It's not a lot of I'm gonna let you go figure it out. No, I understand you a superstar, Kaya. I understand you a superstar. I'm not gonna just call ISOs for you. I'm not gonna just do pick and rolls. I'm gonna set up CW so she can come around. That's becoming a threat. She started to shoot that 3 more, so that makes them officer. Oh, I'm a back cut right around here, layup.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's
Simple stuff like that. And oh no, I ain't bringing in the Bulls in this because
we're losing our players left and right. Call Tina Charles. Wow, which is crazy because this around this time last year is when the Storm picked up Tina Charles to bring her back as well. But you know what? I don't know if I'm rocking with you on that one. You're not feeling it.
Nah. I mean, she ain't terrible, but like
at this point, she's just a center. We need some more mobile people who can play out there on that perimeter. We need forwards, but I feel confident leaving Elizabeth Williams.
Yeah, she like a Draymond. It's just traditional center. Like ain't nothing like. Yeah, it's good to have, but like you said, we need versatility on this team. The way we structured.
That's a fact.
It's a lot of movement, and she stay on the block. She ain't moving.
She ain't. Yeah, barely a mid range. Maybe a hook shot from time to time.
Right, bro. I ain't seen her do a 15 footers in like 10 years, bro.
Jacob Posters, we smoking that Stewie Ooey pack. Y'all silly, bro. That's
Stewie Ooey almost gave us the Dewey Ooey, but she wasn't ready.
Second night in a row, exactly.
Hey, you can't stay. Hey, they was watching some Falcons tape. I don't know what's wrong with them. Don't take your foot off the gas. We ain't one of those teams.
Is there any news on who we may possibly sign? Nothing right now, and I didn't expect it this week. But
you ain't gonna find out. He's secretive.
Exactly. You won't find out until the name's announced. Believe me, you won't have any idea. Like hell, we went through the whole offseason wondering who the Sky were going to sign after Sluty, and then went and all of the moves. Not one person he signed, I think, was on anybody's radar for the Sky to bring in.
No.
Yeah.
Maybe C-Dub. CW. Let me
That
not say
makes sense.
C-Dub.
That makes
Maybe
sense.
it was her. I feel like she was the only one. Isabel was left field, and Mayberry's definitely the most left field one.
For sure.
I was like, I don't even know how y'all. I mean, I do know how y'all gave up a hell of a lot of stuff for it, but yeah, that was off left field for sure.
For sure. Mark Shannon in the building says Courtney Williams is the female DeMar in the fourth. Oh, for sure. That is a perfect comp for her, especially with the way where she likes to score the ball at as well. That's a perfect comp for her.
But she played defense though and get rebounds.
That is definitely that's the difference there. Last one on Eric before we get up out here says, what do you think of Bria Bill as a replacement player? I would rather have Keanu Traylor because of the two-way versatility. Bill is literally just a defender. Don't worry about no offense from her. Like
That's not
defense.
gold. I feel that college shot she had is gone. I don't know what happened. She's. I hope she really look and get in the lab because, like I said, she's such a talented defender that like it was good enough to get drafted, but like that's not gonna keep you in the league.
Yeah, not
Like,
in this league.
in the NBA, in the NBA, you can be a defender and that's it. In WNBA, you gotta be great. Like that's really what it is when it comes to WNBA. These are the best of the best of the best in the world, literally. We say that about NBA. That's a little in, but WNBA for sure, that's the best of the best.
Yeah,
Ain't getting no better.
And it's for defensive specialists that aren't bigs in the WNBA, they're rare because you want almost every player and even now you want your bigs to be able to do multiple things more times than not too. But like it's just so hard for a player that is specialized in one thing to crack unless they just fall on the perfect roster. It's so hard when you have only 12 teams. 12 roster spots, it gets difficult. So that's why I really do hope like that whole thought process between of the WNBA adding one developmental spot for each team could do wonders because then you can have a player that's in your system that you're bringing along that you're trying to develop and work on parts of their game. But to answer your question, I'd rather have Traylor back than go after Bria Bill. What about you?
I mean, I'll bring in both if it's possible, but it's not really possible.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, if I have my choice, I'm picking Traylor.
Yeah.
I like Bria though. I
like Bria too. I like Bria too. Trinity Carter is available. I don't hate that one. I still don't think it's likely, but I don't hate that one either. Not at all. Steve-O, you're not as happy with it?
It's not that I'm.
Keep in mind, former fourth overall pick just 3 years ago. So the talent, the talent you think is still there, right? She just didn't get much.
The main thing that's why I'm torn with because like she's 24. I feel like we could, especially with James Wick. That's why I'm thinking it. That's why I'm like, yeah, I take it because I know if we can pull out anything that she got that's been hidden or that hasn't been fully developed yet, I feel like Wade is the one to pull it out. But
and people forget she averaged 17 points per game her rookie year. It's not like she came in and was one of those rookies who didn't get to play. She came in and balled.
Yeah, she's definitely one of those. I think she falls under that. You know, it's almost like the NBA. Once you like 5'9", you got to be either spectacular at scoring. If you're not spectacular at like scoring or both or something else with it, you can find yourself out the league quick. Unfortunately.
Yeah, that's 100% fact.
But yeah, I'm not. I probably, to be honest with you, I'll probably get Kennedy over Bria. To be honest with you.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it would be Carter over Bria. Like Traylor as a guard. Traylor's my one. Kennedy would definitely be next, and Bria. Like I would love to see Bria brought in on a camp deal next year, and I know that's a whole season going through and seeing how she needs to be somewhere working on her games. If Bria Bill can even develop a solid mid-range shot coming off a pick and roll,
that will save her.
Yeah,
it will save her.
So
because that's what I'm saying. She was. I won't say she was an automatic knockdown, but it was respectable. She had a respectable little corner, little elbow three in South Carolina. But I also think like when it came to her, she was just at such a powerhouse that all she really needed to do was defend. She had too many great players around her. So like I'm just excited to see if it's really in her to get better. because that's really what it is at the end.
That's a fact. That's a
Because
fact.
you just got to improve. Like I've just seen it. I done seen players get in and out, and they all improved to get in. Hey, Rebecca Gardner, when we came in, she was strictly defense. You don't play with her on that transition. Don't play with her on that pick and roll, and she can knock that shot down now.
Yeah.
She improved that in a year.
So, hey, it is work. But that's
Don't stop.
that's it, Steve-O, man. Go and give him your social media, bro. Let's get up out of here.
Hey man, follow me at Steve-O Speaks on everything. Make sure y'all follow all the NBA channels, all the NBA Central channels, NBA Central, Bears, White Sox, and Cubs, Bulls with your man Haize over here. And don't forget Shot Boy Podcast with my boy C Dub and Bobby. They always dropping something. And yeah, we always coming with the content.
That's it. Yeah, this is like my 5th episode today. So absolutely, we about to get up out of here, man. Make sure you follow the show at Chicago Sky Pod, the Shy Sky Pod. You can send us any feedback, questions, comment, concerns, ChicagoSkyCentral@gmail.com, and then text messages, voicemails, 773-270-2799. We up out here. We'll see you guys on Tuesday. Peace, y'all.
Sure.